Well, hello there guys, welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4 as the Commune of Friends. As you can see here, I've drawn up war plans for Germany. We're calling this Operation Zero if it happens, because I really don't want it to happen for quite a while. I've also got some units over here in Belgium. I think I'm going to do the same with them. I don't trust Belgium at all, and I'm pretty sure that the second the enemy gets the opportunity to, how could I put this, attack us through Belgium, they're going to take it. Alright, that didn't work. Let's try that again. Maybe we need to... Getting to Amsterdam seems to be a little challenging. No, I don't like that at all. Let's try again. We'll just have to deal with this for now. That's going to be Army 1. They're already assigned, apparently. Democracy prevails in the Philippines. So interesting. The Filipinos have, of course, begun the steps towards democracy. Pretty interesting stuff there. As for this attack, I think we're probably going to have to change our Belgian attack plan entirely. And, of course, we're still building units. That's definitely very important right now, just to make sure that our country is prepared for any eventuality of war. Alright. Let's take a look here at the Commune of Friends. So far, we're still trying to get that political power. We're just now forming the communal army, and hopefully this is going to draft a lot more men and women into the military. It's good to see that now our units are actually getting the equipment that they need. I'm also going to go ahead and train some division with fire support. I think this is going to be a unit with some artillery support. Should be interesting to see how they fare, and we're actually going to pop them up in Paris. Wait a minute, I don't think that worked. Second International Congress, of course we shall attend, and this time we are attending in Great Britain, in England, which is pretty cool. We get to check that out, and look at how quickly these guys have gotten their supplies. This is a very good sign, guys, and we need to keep doing it all across the line. Okay. The first Spartacades opening ceremony was held in Paris and attended by dignitaries and athletes from around the socialist world. The French team carried the torch, the British team the hammer, and the other teams carried the pieces of the cog to the location where they were to be assembled. When placed together, they formed the international symbol of syndicalism. What a glorious day for the working man. So we might get an event here in terms of the outcome, but I'm pausing right now because I want to add some more divisions. So I'm going to train some division prolétarienne. I will definitely add stuff to these divisions. I'm not just going to leave them like this, but right now we need to get that military power up. And actually right now, we could probably go ahead... Oh, didn't mean to do that. We'll be okay, but still, I want to edit this unit. So let's edit the prolétarienne and maybe get them some support artillery. I think we can afford that. Let's get them something else, maybe a recon company. I think that's going to be helpful. And maybe even... No, I think that's all we can do now. That's fair enough. It's going to take us a while to get them those supplies anyway. And I think that's going to give them a lot more fighting strength. So, obviously, they're going to be much stronger units. They've got some artillery now. That's not all we want to give them, but it's a decent start. And it's a rainy, rainy day over here on the Eastern Front. Of course, we're not at war with Germany, but the state we're currently in almost could be called a war. This is a very tense stalemate situation, to be honest. I'm actually waiting for... Oh, look at that! CNT-FI completely took over. That's right, all of Spain. This is great. Out of the Spartacade, we got a few medals in the events, but not enough for our team to be the winner. Fair enough. This is definitely a faction we want to join us. To invite to faction, we've got to get that world tension up, but it's really important that we get these guys on our side. I am going to spend some actual diplomatic relation points to try and improve relations. I didn't even know that this happened, to be honest. I was completely lost there. Alright, Second International Congress and the Communal Army. Hemingway's speech. Oh, that's so cool. So Hemingway spoke. And for those of you that don't know, Hemingway actually fought in the trenches of the Spanish Civil War with an actual communist group, POUM. And he saw a lot of his friends get killed, of course. He wrote about it in, not Farewell to Arms. He wrote about it in, is it For Whom a Bell Tolls? And actually, sorry, no, it's not Hemingway. Hemingway did fight in the Spanish Civil War, but the one I'm thinking of is George Orwell, who fought with POUM. My apologies. Nonetheless, pretty cool. So Hemingway has actually improved our relations with the United States. The Second Internationale, very successful. a Scottish bagpipe chorus, and an overall warm reception. And that's pretty funny to imagine, basically, a Scottish bagpipe being played at a communist event. Okay, D2, the American question. On the second day, the delegates discussed the most pressing matter, the development of the Civil War in America. With Long and the federal government pushing the CSA into the defensive, the decision was made to send additional help for Reed and his followers. We're going to provide whatever we can, guys. Getting Reed on our side, if he wins the war, is going to be extremely huge. Chile asks for help. We're going to absolutely provide support to Chile and the Brazilians. And right now, the United Communes of Brazil have actually gone socialist. That's incredible. Along with the politicians in London, a separate meeting of scientists from France and Britain took place in the old university in Cambridge. It was decided that the syndicalist countries should combine their research in order to develop a weapon capable of protecting the revolution from the increasingly aggressive imperialist threat. Sounds awful lot like a nuke. That's not good. However, I do want to see if I can add these guys to our faction, and I just don't think we can until the world tension goes up, but we've got a lot of socialist countries here that we could possibly bring to our side. In the meantime, we do need to change our government a bit. Let's go ahead and get a heavy equipment manufacturer. Armor research time, light tank production cost is going to go down. I think I'm going to go for the heavy tank manufacturer. This guy looks trustworthy. Didier Bouton. No idea what it stands for in French, but it seems interesting. So this would be interesting. It would lower our factory output, but increase recruitable population. This would increase our political power significantly, and eventually we would get to the Blanqui Research Institute, which gets us that extra research slot. So I think that's going to be very, very important. All right, end of the Spartacade. It was fun, though. It was a fun event. And now we just need to keep on increasing the amount of people in the army. That, for me, is the most important thing right now. Diary of a Country Priest, newest book of George Benanos. The history of French literature is unique. It's comprised of centuries of great masterpieces, which deliver to the reader ultimate feelings. The newest book, promised very hard by Art's highest bureau, is about a Catholic priest who, after new acts of religion are passed after Second Revolution, comes to a village and tries to spread the word of God. Unfortunately, the government has sent a young syndicalist activist to teach the village about the blessings of Marxism as well. Soon, a love triangle formed between the priest, the agitator, and the darther of a wealthy kulak. The story ends on a happy note, and the priest loses his faith and becomes a mechanic, and the agitator and the girl start a new happy life together with Marx. This is hilarious. Critics from non-syndicalist countries say that it is an utter piece of propaganda and the story it tells is rubbish. However, the common folk of Cindy, France are quite liking it, so that's going to increase our political power as well. And we can also use this to increase our conscription costs, well, or prescription costs. Prescription means writing up lists of people you want killed, and I'm sure a lot of that is going on in this French republic, but maybe not, and maybe it's quite a peaceful socialist republic. It does seem that way. All right, final act of the Second Internationale, and look at that. The Norwegian Socialist Republic seems to be definitely on our side as well. We've got really great relations with all of these guys. But, of course, bringing them over to our side is we're going to require world tension. Right now, world tension is at 17%. Pretty creepy, but it needs to increase even more. Let's take a look at those divisions. We could actually drop some of them right now. They're not totally ready, though. But then again, you know, who cares? I think right now the important thing is getting them out. Let's pop a few more out. We're still building quite a few, and we're going to start creating yet another army. Come on, boys. They definitely need to train, unfortunately, and that's going to cost some of our resources. Our ideology has grown. Excellent. Very cool. So the anarchists are firmly in power here in France. And I think we actually need to go ahead and assign a general to be able to train. So let's grab for Army 4. And by the way, if you guys would like to have an army named after you, let me know, and we'll absolutely do it. But it's got to be a revolutionary name. Come on. We can at least do that. So I'm going to train these guys. It's also going to increase our military skill, but more importantly, all of the soldiers here are green. They have absolutely little to no combat experience, and that's not going to be very helpful. So we're going to go ahead and train them and try and make them into real soldiers. In the meantime, we're going to keep recruiting and deploying as many of these guys as possible. Add a unit. And we'll eventually start going to the division designer, but only when, this is very important, we're only going to go to the division designer when we have enough points to actually make a nice new tank division. So that could be 50, 75, to make it a really strong unit. Okay, technology to research. Only 189 days to research the Hotchkiss. I think we definitely better research this machine gun. We have no idea when war's going to pop off, and oh, look at that, a free civilian factory. Now, I don't know if this is a glitch, but a lot of the times, I just go ahead and build a military factory, and the civilian factory is replaced. So I'm not sure. Now, let's make sure we're using the correct infantry equipment. Yeah, we are. We need to increase that infantry equipment for sure. That being said, for now it's enough. And fair enough, the civilians get their factories. They deserve it. The good workers of France. Let's go to a place with no factories. Limousin. There we go. And also Orléans. Why not? It's going to take a while, but I think it's worth it. Also wouldn't mind building even more defenses here. And I want to build them on the Belgian border, because I don't know what these Belgians are going to do. So let's set them up. Over here on the German border, our defenses are extremely strong. Although the same is true for the enemy. You can see those bunkers there. Any attack across this border is going to be an utter bloodbath, which is why I think I might not even attack. If the enemy does, I might just stay put and try to hold them off. Sort of, you know, push or force Germany to get into an aggressive situation, attack us, and then, of course, turn it completely around on them. But to do that, we really need to wait for world tension to increase. We can obviously do that by supporting revolutions, and we need to keep our friends here in high places, like the Union of Britain. And actually, I don't like the fact that Annie Kenny is in charge, because she's actually quite pacifistic. She doesn't like going to war, so there's a chance that even if we go to war, she might not join us. And actually, we don't even really need these forces anymore on the borders with the Spanish. We're friends with them at this point, so I'm actually going to stop the training, and I'm going to put the front line over here on the Italian border. I was going to put it on the Swiss border, but it's just too small to really make much of a difference. Select all. There you go, boys. Prepare for any possibilities. Department of Revolutionary Ideals. And more political power. Wunderbar. We're definitely going to change some stuff around. But for our national focus, we want to get that Blanqui Research Institute. That's going to allow us to research, to get even another research slot, which is definitely going to push things forward pretty quickly. Chief of the Navy. Don't really care. We can't take a theorist, apparently. Industrial company. Military factory construction speed, yes please. Société Métallurgique de Normandie. And you can tell this is a very syndicalist sounding name. It doesn't sound like a corporation. It actually sounds like a society of maybe some sort of collective of workers that work together. So that's pretty neat. And I think we've taken some pretty decent steps to strengthen the country. But I think a lot more needs to be done. I'm sure all of you agree. But look at that. We're starting to get a lot of units out. I'm going to train some cavalry divisions as well. I still believe in the power of cavalry. Why not? Bring them out and create another army, guys. I mean, at this point, we just need to keep on building up. If we want to go to war with Germany, we need to be absolutely prepared. Foundation of the Belgrade Pact. Serbia, Romania, and Greece, the three Balkan members of the Entente, all with the revanchist views of their own, have recently gathered to a common table of negotiations and recently announced the beginning of the Belgrade Pact. While this pact puts a lot of focus on cultural discussion and preserving Balkan identities, it is also a military alliance between the participants. That is creepy. I hope it's not a faction. I don't think so. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. So now Greece, it looks like Romania, and this is, I'm ashamed I have to look at Serbia. So that is just really creepy. And this is actually the Iron Brigade Romania, so the fascist, or Iron Guard Romania, the fascist Romania. I don't think it's going to be much of a threat to us, but still, we need to keep our eyes open. Socialist Italy's over here. They're our friends. We don't want anything bad happening to them. We could keep on focusing on industry, which I think is probably not a bad idea, but I think I want to get this gun. 415 days! Why must it take so long? Alright, let's try to bring some military police, especially with the anarchists. We need some stability in the army, or else they're just going to go crazy. So we'll do that. And for now, guys, I think we just wait. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I certainly am really enjoying doing it. I hope that we don't get any updates, because I want to finish this one, get a victory over Germany at the very least. But we'll see what happens, guys, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Comment down below. Subscribe. Do all that fun stuff. And seriously, the comments and the likes help big time for me to make these videos a lot more often. So please keep that in mind. Thanks a bunch, guys. Take care. Have a glorious, glorious holiday.